Sure. In 1996, the AIDS Prevention Committee was looking for additional ways to raise revenue to support the programs and services of our agency. And just for a little bit of background, when our organization operates programs and services, very often they're funded by governmental agencies. So we're funded by federal government or state government or city government to sort of provide services either to folks that are already living with HIV or AIDS, or more importantly, to provide prevention efforts to folks to make sure that they don't become infected with HIV. So as part of those contracts, very often, there are specific ways that you can and cannot communicate with people, and there are specific things that you can buy or not buy because the government has sort of dictated what the rules are, the way that you spend their money. So what the purpose of Boomerangs was an opportunity for us to create an unrestricted revenue stream, or funding that was unrestricted, money that we could use in any manner of ways to promote and use our services that wasn't tied directly to a contract. And the Boomerang stores tend to operate the same way as our major fundraisers of the year. So we do an annual AIDS Walk the first Sunday in June, and that money too is unrestricted funding. We can use that as we see fit to sort of supplement the programs that we already have in place. So the relationship between Boomerangs, as I say, started back in 1996 as a way to sort of increase the cash flow of unrestricted funding into the agency without having to always run sort of a major event like an AIDS Walk or a dance party. We sure have. The store in Jamaica Plain, so when the initial Boomerangs was opened, it was opened in downtown Boston, right near where the Boston Garden is, down in sort of down by the Fleet Center, if you will, or the TD North Garden, it's called now. Mm-hmm. And it stayed in that location for a couple of years, and then it moved briefly to a location out right by Commonwealth Avenue, where Harvard Avenue sort of intersects with it. And then a few years ago, we moved to that Jamaica Plain store, and it's become sort of our flagship store, if you will. Mm-hmm. And so over the summer, we closed for about 10 days, renovated the store by some painting. We had a company that had come in and had made an offer to us to install all new fluorescent and compact fluorescent lighting in the store, so it's very energy efficient. And they were doing that under a grant from the city of Boston. So in conjunction with that work, we decided that we would go through and sort of just freshen up the store a little bit. So we put down a new floor, painted the walls, and just rearranged the way the store had been merchandised. And we've seen a dramatic uptick in business. It has really sort of reinvigorated our shoppers and has brought a lot more people into the store. So we're looking at increased revenue as a direct result of the renovation, for sure. We're happy with the Jamaica Plain store as it is now. You know, we've got other stores in relation to that as well. We've got another store in Central Square in Cambridge that we just opened this past year. That's doing tremendously well for us. That's our newest store. We have a store that we opened about 2 years ago in West Roxbury, Massachusetts. We also opened a little boutique store in the south end of Boston on Washington Street called Boomerang Special Edition. What we do with that store is we try and all of the items that you see at Boomerangs for sale are donated to AIDS Action Committee by either corporate partners like retail stores that are disposing of extra stock, but more importantly from individuals, very much like a Goodwill or a Salvation Army type model. Yeah. So our inventory is always in flux. So what we do with Special Edition now is we sort of sort out the items of clothing that have sort of a higher value, designer items or things that have a more substantial value associated with them. And we have selling those in a different, almost a boutique setting, and are able to recognize more profit from those. And we're just about to start now. We're about to open 2 new stores. One that we're calling Boomerangs for Less, which is just going to feature all items at $1. Okay. And then another store that's still yet unnamed, that's going to open in another couple of weeks, that is going to feature just predominantly books and other media products as well, because we have a tremendous stream of donations around those as well. So by the time we get done in another 3 months or so, we hope to be up to almost 5 or 6 stores.